So you want to get a handle on the big picture, but without getting lost in the weeds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Today we're doing a deep dive into Toncoin, that's T-O-N, and what's been happening with its price, especially how it links up with, well, Telegram's huge bond sale recently. We know you're after those aha moments, the real insights, not just a data dump. So our mission is pretty clear. Unpack how Telegram's raising all that money connects to where TON is now and where it might be headed. We're mainly looking at TON's trading data and the details around that Telegram bond offering.
Okay, yeah, let's dig in. So looking at TON right now, it's trading, around $3.07, maybe $3.09. And there's been a little bit of positive movement, yeah, just in the last day or so, like a 2, maybe 3, closer to 4% gain, actually.
Right, which sounds pretty good on the surface. But here's the twist, isn't it? If you zoom out a bit, the story changes. TON's actually down quite a bit recently, over 11% in the last month. And even more over 6 months, more than 53% down. It's still a long, long way from that all-time high, wasn't it? Around $8.27 back in June. So how do we square that? This little uptick versus the bigger drop?
Yeah, that longer-term view is really important context. You can't ignore it. But what's really fascinating is putting this next to Telegram's big news, that $1.5 billion bond sale. And look, this wasn't just, regular fundraising. It feels more like a major institutional nod. Validation for Telegram.
So it made major validation. What does that actually mean for them and potentially for TON?
Well, it means serious players, the big financial institutions, are showing real confidence. We're talking names like BlackRock, Mubadala, possibly Citadel being involved. That signals, significant interest from mainstream finance, not just in the messaging app, but maybe the whole ecosystem. And the timing's interesting too, right? Coming after Telegram reported, what was it, $540 million in profits?
So, okay, a profitable company gets this huge stamp of approval from the big finance guys. Now, connect the dots for me. How does that translate to TON's future? This is where I'm hoping for that aha moment you mentioned.
Right, okay. So think bigger picture. That kind of institutional backing. It gives a much stronger, foundation for long-term growth, for TON too. But it gets even more direct than just confidence. BlackRock is involved further through an entity they back called Libre, and Libre has plans. They're looking to tokenize a big chunk, $500 million of those Telegram bonds. They'll do it through something called the Telegram Bond Fund. And here's the key part, on the TON network.
Hold on a second. So big institutions buy Telegram bonds.
Mm-hmm.
And then those same bonds are going to be turned into digital tokens living on the TON blockchain.
Yeah.
That sounds like a very, very direct connection.
Exactly. It's not just investment in Telegram. It's potentially integration with TON. Tokenizing that amount of bonds directly uses the TON ecosystem. It could drive demand, utility for the TON token itself. What really stands out is seeing traditional finance, really interact with the blockchain like TON in such a concrete way.
Okay, let's pull this together then. TON's had a rough ride price-wise over months, despite a small recent lift. But at the same time, Telegram scores this massive bond deal, getting nods from major finance players. And the crucial link, the potential aha, is that plan to put a big slice of those bonds onto the TON network as tokens. That definitely shows a clear pathway maybe for future growth and use for TON.
That's basically it, yeah. The recent price bump is, it's just one data point against that bigger downward trend. You have to see both. But the institutional money flowing into Telegram, combined with these specific plans for tokenizing bonds on TON, that certainly paints a potentially strong picture for the future of the TON ecosystem. It suggests something significant might be building.
Right. So here's the final thought for you to chew on. How might this kind of merger, a huge messaging apps money strategy blending with blockchain tech, actually change the game? How could it reshape digital assets, their investment, and their actual day-to-day uses in the years to come? That's your deep dive for today.